Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a great day, great afternoon, great night. Just a great time in general when you're watching this. Today, I wanted to talk about consent, and I kind of want to touch on boundaries as well because they have to do with things. People don't realize that consent really does apply to everything. We think it only applies to some things, but it really does apply to more things than we think. So, I'm of the mind, and I love that my brother-in-law and his wife did it. They started teaching their kids when they were younger, yes, no, and more. I really liked that because not a lot of people think about that. Even babies understand that they don't want to be picked up and can sense that they don't want someone to hold them. Not many people know or realize that. But especially with how much I've gotten to, engage with my nieces and now my nephew more, I've been learning definitely a lot more about engaging with younger kids. And also, because when I did VBS, because I used to do that and I used to help with summer camps and stuff like that, I only really dealt with 5th grade and up, so middle school and sometimes high school when I got a little bit older. I never really dealt with younger kids because they were in other people's groups. I never got assigned to them. So learning and kind of engaging with younger kids more, you learn that they actually do know yes, no, I don't want to do that thing. I can tell you very clearly, I understand about, especially if you explain it to them. They very much know how to say yes and no. They just need to understand the implications of whatever that thing is. Something that people... There has been a culture for a long time with movies and TV shows and things like that, and even gross parents, that people will teach their kids that no doesn't mean no. No means try again in a little bit. And I swear, if you are someone that believes that, we are not going to be cool. No means no, period. End of discussion. Don't bring it up again. If you, I, or anyone else says no, it means motherfucking no. Same with stop or anything like that. It means no. And yes does in fact not mean yes to everything else. If you say yes once, it doesn't mean you are saying yes to everything else. So I've gone to parties before where I've told people, yeah, I'm totally down for whatever happens at the party. That would be the case where I said yes, whatever happens, I'm pretty much agreeing to whatever happens there. But if you say preemptively, they tell you, I'm gonna do a painting, we're gonna drink, and we're going to watch a movie. Well, you can obviously say, hey, I'm probably just gonna be there for the paint, and I may drink a little bit, but I'm probably not staying for the movie. That is you directly consenting and setting a boundary to what you are going to be doing that night. Not a lot of people realize that consent is ongoing as well. So if you decide to stay for that movie after you said that, you are then, most likely it would be better if you did tell the person because they were expecting you to leave. Maybe they didn't make food for you or get food for you. Maybe they planned to get pizza for the movie and that was going to be later. See, that's a point where you would need to update that person and be like, hey, I'm probably going to stay for a little bit longer. Just wanted to let you know. And then you can go from there. Very oftentimes, people don't even understand little bits of consent. While I was moving out of my parents' house, I had to very much, before I was even moving out, start to establish with my family members that I do not like hugging. I will hug sometimes and to some people, but 9 times out of 10, I'm just gonna be fist bumping people because I've spent years dealing with after my brothers or anyone else, if we got into a fight or some type of thing that would be a disagreement or whatever, my family would end it with hug it out. That's not a good way to fucking answer anything. Same with telling someone to smile for a photo. If you don't want to smile, don't fucking smile. You don't fucking have to. People don't realize that they can consent or do consent to more things than they realize. It is frustrating that it doesn't seem like a lot of people know that or even know how to really teach consent Like, for instance, I've dealt with, growing up in the church, that very often women are told to be more subservient to a man. That's all that religious shit. You know, that's not something that is an actual thing in the real fucking world. You meet someone that's not attached to a religion, be they atheist or even attached to other religions, even they sometimes have better understandings of consenting, boundaries, and can communicate better than be they someone that was told that their whole life building up is that they're going to be dealing with a man. Or a guy, for instance, being told that they're going to have to chase after a woman. Or, I mean, even that alone. It's like what I was saying about the no means try again later. No, it doesn't. If, like, that's why I've brought up before, if you have feelings about something, you are effectively, like, if you're constantly hanging out with someone and you haven't expressed that you like them, and let's say you guys are cool with cuddling with each other, I would say you are taking their consent away because you're getting something more out of it than they are. Like, you're developing feelings, you're making something real, and you're effectively, like, even micro pushing something onto someone and they don't even know about it. So you see, consent is also mixed with communication, which is also mixed with boundaries. And people don't, very often when I am bringing this up, it seems that we have to dive into even the micro nitty bitty of where consent starts and ends. But realistically, it's like how I've given examples of. Consent is there in everything. You are consenting to engage with someone or be engaged with. Like, if I have headphones in, I am very clearly telling everyone I don't want to be talked to. There are people, either paid to or just people in general, that will come up to you without your consent and will try and engage with you. I think maybe it is because, for me, I have micromanaged it for so long. Like, communication is key with consent. Consent is key with communication. Consent is key with boundaries. And I think people need to communicate what they want better or communicate what they want more. And I think people should be given that opportunity to consent with whatever engagement they are dealing with, any type of engagement. That's really all my thoughts I kind of had for today on consent. I a little bit started losing the plot, but I hope everyone kind of got what I was saying today. Consent, communication, boundaries. We all need to be better at them, be better at establishing them, and we need to be more knowledgeable about them so that way we aren't overstepping people's boundaries and we aren't taking people's consent away, because it's really important that people understand things that they are consenting to directly or indirectly. And that's it for me today. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, great afternoon, or night. Peace, guys.